If you suffer from tinnitus or TTTS symptoms and you are unable to deal with this on your own, you tried sound therapy, you tried other methods, and you still need someone to help you, the next step is typically some kind of coaching or therapy programs. But what happens when you cannot find a therapist? What if you wake up in the middle of the night and you're anxious and you need help at that moment? This is when you might want to consider AI-based therapy. In this video, we're going to take a look at one of those AI-based options, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use it immediately right now. AI-based therapy has its advantages, and of course it has disadvantages. But some of the more important advantages are that AI therapy is always available, 24/7, all day of the year. AI therapy does not cost any money, and my goal is that by the end of this video, you will be able to decide if this is an option for you and how you can try it immediately. Over the past few years, we've all been exposed to information about artificial intelligence, how it affects humanity, the good things about it and the bad things about it. But on the good end, artificial intelligence can sometimes offer things that would just not be available any other way. For people that suffer from tinnitus or TTTS and are having a hard time dealing with those symptoms, AI-based CBT therapy can offer structured therapy with all the tools that are included in this kind of therapy from the comfort of your home and in a positive and stressless environment. Hi, my name is Guy and I've been suffering from severe tinnitus and hearing loss for over a decade now. I've done a lot of research myself over the years about how to deal with my tinnitus symptoms and TTTS when I had it, and I've done all of that basically on my own. I had some interactions with some physicians, of course, with some audiologists, but really mostly I've done all of that myself. But some of us are dealing with emotional problems that are hampering them from making that progress. I definitely had moments where tinnitus was so overwhelming that it really just stopped me from making progress. I was just so focused on the sound that it interrupts my concentration and interrupts my sleep. It's very debilitating. Cognitive behavioral therapy gives you the tools that you need to deal with those negative thoughts and negative feelings and turn them into positive progress. Dealing with your tinnitus, learning how to move on, and not allowing tinnitus to control your life. In this video, we are looking at the AI-based CBT and what it can offer you and whether or not it's a good option for you. For today's video, I chose ChatGPT, which is probably one of the most known options for artificial intelligence out there. I'm going to show you exactly how you can get free AI-based CBT therapy right now. It is important that you understand that the ChatGPT CBT option is based on the same rules and the same theory of what cognitive behavioral therapy is. This means that using the AI-based therapy, you would follow exactly the format and the rules that you would follow with the real human therapy. Let's concisely define what CBT is so that you understand how it can help you. I'm going to be running through this at a high level. If you want to understand CBT with more details, there are plenty of online resources that you can read. In fact, you can even use ChatGPT itself to explain to you what CBT is, the format, the structure, with much more details. The first thing that the therapist would do after getting to know you is try to identify your issues and set SMART goals to resolve those issues. SMART goals are specific, measurable, realistic, and time-bound, meaning that you have a real goal in front of you as opposed to manage my tinnitus better, which is the goal that you can't track and is not helpful. A specific goal will be to address one of the specific issues that you have, set a time for that, and make sure it's a realistic goal that you can actually achieve. That way you have something that is realistic to go after. In this process you will set multiple goals like that to address your issues. The next component of CBT is education. During the entire process, the therapist, whether it's an AI therapist or a human therapist, will educate you about different things that will help you achieve your goals. They can also educate you about anxiety, depression, and other things that will stop you from making progress. The next component is cognitive restructuring, where you challenge and replace negative thoughts with balanced, positive ones. Next, we have skill building, where we develop coping and problem-solving skills. The therapist will also give you homework where they ask you to practice those things outside of the sessions to reinforce what you are learning and make sure that you are replacing your bad habits. The therapist in you will track progress and will adjust the plan as needed. In CBT, there are strategies to make sure that you maintain progress and prevent relapse so your momentum is forward all the time. Another component of CBT is behavioral interventions. This is where the therapist in you will select activities that right now you're avoiding because of tinnitus, for example, and will reinforce you to go back and do those activities again. Or, for example, if there are activities that are causing you stress and anxiety, then you will deal with those activities so they are not triggering the same negative effect. Okay, now let's talk about the limitation of AI-based therapy. One of the obvious disadvantages is that an AI-based therapy is not going to offer you the same personalization as a human therapist would. AI-based therapy or a computer is not going to catch the same nuances as a human therapist would when they work with a patient. Establishing a deep connection between the therapist and the patient is of course something also that AI-based therapists cannot offer you. In addition, a human therapist will probably be more flexible to what they observe about you. So if they observe that you have some kind of unique issue or some kind of a situation which is more subtle, they can be flexible and respond to those kind of situations more effectively. Lastly, and this is something that I'm going to specifically show you in a second here, AI-based generative AI tends to sometimes hallucinate. What that means is that it will give you an answer that is either irrelevant or just wrong. Generative AI, which ChatGPT is, may sometimes give you an answer that just doesn't make sense. And of course, in the context of therapy, that could be a bad thing. What this means is that you, as the patient or the person that is using the AI, have to keep your guards up, have to read each answer and make sure it makes sense to you. Don't just take it as a given. I'm going to show you exactly how to reduce the chances for this to happen though. Let's talk about when AI-based therapy can be especially useful for people with moderate to severe tinnitus or TTTS. When either you are not able to get to a physical location, or the therapists that are in your area are not available, or if you have financial limitations. All of these cases are good cases for AI-based therapy. This is also true if you happen to be someone that works night shifts and you are not available in most days. This will obviously be a problem because most therapists are available during normal business hours. The example I gave at the beginning, where you might wake up at 2 a.m. literally with anxiety, you cannot sleep, and you need help at that moment. Obviously, this will be a really good time to use AI-based therapy. Some people prefer anonymity and privacy, and those kind of people will actually prefer AI-based therapy over human therapy. Lastly, you might consider this as a supplementary therapy to a human therapy. As a supplementary tool, you can address all those cases where a human therapist is not going to be available, and you can use the AI-based therapy to reinforce and support the human therapy. Okay, now I'm moving to the part where I'm going to show you exactly how to get or access ChatGPT and how to get the CBT extension for it. There are multiple ways to get ChatGPT. You can get it on your phone as an app, you can get it on your desktop as an app, or you can just simply use the browser. So here I am in the OpenAI website, and once you're on that website, you can go to products and then just choose ChatGPT for everyone. Remember, I'm showing you access to a free product. You do not need to pay for anything. Once you are here, you will have the option to either download a desktop app or just use the browser. Okay, so I'm moving forward, pressing start now. Now it's going to ask me to create an account, which you can do again for free with any email account that you have. Once you are registered and signed in, you get this interface here. You can now start asking ChatGPT any kind of questions you would like. I'm going to give you a really simple example here, just so you can see how the interaction between me and ChatGPT are happening. So let's ask something that we really want to know, right? Please explain CBT therapy to me.
Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is a type of psychotherapy that helps people identify and change negative thought patterns and behaviors.
You can see how I asked ChatGPT to define CBT for me and what does it mean and what is the strategy. I asked a very simple question and I got a very detailed answer. This is why I was saying before that you can actually use ChatGPT to explain to you in details what CBT is, how it works, what is the format. It's really a great resource. Now let's move forward to the part where I interact with a CBT specialized ChatGPT. Let me show you how to get there. Over on the left side here, you will see Explore GPTs. You will click on that, and in the search here, you will just literally put CBT. You can see that the first result I got is CBT GPT, which is a virtual CBT guide. This one has the most users, and that is why I chose that one. You can try any of the other ones, but I wouldn't try any GPT which is less than 1,000 users. This is just my opinion. So I'm now choosing CBT GPT, and I'm going to start a chat. And now I'm in a specific chat for CBT. Now I can start asking questions from my perspective as a tinnitus or TTTS patient. Remember, I can actually interact with ChatGPT by my voice, but I'm going to type it in so you guys actually can see what I'm typing. Now I'm actually going to copy and paste because that's going to be faster, otherwise this video is going to last forever. And you can see what I'm asking here is, I suffer from severe hearing loss and tinnitus. As a result, I don't sleep well, I'm stressed, and I think about, I have anxiety and so on. I'm describing to ChatGPT what are my symptoms right now.
Hi there, I'm really sorry to hear about what you're going through. It sounds incredibly challenging. Let's take it step by step and see how we can improve things for you.
So you can see I described my symptoms. ChatGPT gave me a very detailed answer that will educate me about how can I get better. I'm actually going to show you one example where I do use my voice. Again, I'm just showing you examples on how to interact with ChatGPT. What can you, ChatGPT, do to help me with this condition? Can you function as my therapist and follow CBT format? You can see that my question was entered and now ChatGPT is answering me and is giving me all the information I need about CBT and how ChatGPT can help me. Now this is really important. I refer to this during the video that You want to enter this instruction here to prevent ChatGPT from hallucinating. So it's a very simple instruction. You say, please operate as a rule-based system and base all your conversations on safe, proven data. This means to ChatGPT that it cannot just dream an answer for you. It has to function as a rule-based system as opposed to generative AI. This means that the chance that ChatGPT is going to give you a wrong answer is very low. I did a couple of things again just to keep showing you how powerful this system is. I changed the voice to a different voice, and now I'm telling ChatGPT to function as a therapist. I'm telling it to ask me one question at a time, just like two humans are going to interact, and really follow a therapy session format. Okay, so let's see what's happening.
Of course. Let's start with an initial conversation to understand your experiences and feelings better. Question 1. Can you describe a typical day for you, especially focusing on how your hearing loss and tinnitus affect your daily activities and interactions?
You can see that now ChatGPT is in a session mode. It's really asking me, it's guiding me through therapy. And this is exactly what you want if you want to get the full experience from scratch, like working with a new therapist. So let's answer the question here and say, can you describe a typical day for you? Okay, you can see my response is not enough sleep, tired during the day, tinnitus present all the time. Let's see what ChatGPT is going to tell me.
It sounds like the constant presence of tinnitus and lack of sleep are significantly impacting your daily life. Question 2. How do you usually manage or cope with the tinnitus throughout the day? Are there any specific activities or times when it feels more or less noticeable?
Okay, so now you can see that we are just continuing with the session. ChatGPT is responding to what I said, and now it's moving to the next question to understand me better, to understand my situation better. I'm going to stop here. If you guys would like me to give you more examples on how to use ChatGPT, I can do that, but I'm going to stop here and show you the mobile application quickly. I want you to see that the interface allows you to speak to ChatGPT directly and allow you to hear ChatGPT through your devices, through your speakers, or even through your hearing aids if you have hearing aids. So for example, I can press the headset icon on the bottom right, and ChatGPT will get into a mode of conversation. Please tell me, what are the most common causes for tinnitus?
The most common causes of tinnitus are exposure to loud noises, age-related hearing loss, ear infections, earwax buildup, and certain medications.
And you can see that when I want, I can just go back to the text chat and I can continue chatting by text. But all the questions and the answers that I got from ChatGPT are showing up in the text chat. Let's try one more example. What are the most important components of CBT therapy?
The most important components of cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, are identifying and challenging negative thought patterns, developing healthier thinking habits, and practicing behavioral changes. CBT often involves techniques like cognitive restructuring, exposure therapy, and skills training to help individuals manage symptoms and improve their mental health.
And remember that if you prefer text chat, you can do everything through text. You do not need to use the voice. You do not need to have a conversation. It's really just a preference. I also want to make a really important comment about the demo that I'm giving you today. When I was giving you an example of a therapy, I only started the therapy. So the first questions that ChatGPT is going to ask me are meant to get to know me and get to know my situation, right? So these are very basic questions. As you advance in the therapy, ChatGPT is going to ask you more complex questions, and the therapy is going to advance to the next stages. So the demo that I show you today, just keep in mind it's very basic questions because it was just the beginning of the therapy. The last comment I want to make is that if you log in on your desktop and then let's say that you travel and you continue on your mobile phone and then you come back and you use the desktop, all the conversation that you have, all the chats will be available to you both on the mobile and desktop. So you can always use whatever device you want and not worry about chats disappearing or not being available to you. In conclusion, I think we can all agree that AI-based therapy is a very strong tool. If you have limitations that will prevent you from working with a human therapy, it is definitely better that you work with AI-based therapy as opposed to nothing at all. You need support and you need to make progress and you need to alleviate your symptoms. So not doing anything is definitely the worst case scenario. The best case scenario is that you combine human therapy with AI-based therapy. However, I want to emphasize that the AI-based therapy is a very strong tool. You should not underestimate it and you should give it a try. Just remember that you are in control. Don't take any response that you got from the AI-based therapy as a given. You need to always make sure that what you get back from the AI therapist makes sense and is logical to you. I just wanted to bring this option to your awareness. I want you to know that this tool is available, and if you are not getting any kind of therapy, this is definitely something you should try. Thank you so much for watching, and it feels to me that there are probably many open questions and things that we didn't address. So please, use the comments below, ask questions, give your feedback, let's have a conversation, and if you have many open questions, I will try to address all of them either in the comments or in a future video. On this channel and my website you will find many more resources. We have playlists that cover tinnitus news, we have playlists that have hearing aids and other accessories reviews. Right now you can check here the playlist that cover news specifically for tinnitus and TTTS conditions. Go check them out. I'll see you in the next video.